So I just wrote in the cathedral little notebook that I have, and I just went on and on and on, and I'm so excited. So the cathedral is a gathering place that people gather to co-create. Anyway, this is a rough draft, if you couldn't tell. This version is named the Big Castle. It's also been the Sorority of Yang House, Yang Accelerator House, the Armory, and there's like one other I can think of. I want to create a $10 million experience for grassroots activists. And need to charge my phone while I record. Hold up. Okay. Alright. Where was I? I have scouted the USA and Canada for the world's finest recruits. They have proven themselves worthy of being invested in, for they already invest in their communities. They truly care deeply. They do the good, hard work. As I traveled across the country, the USA, as a nomadic activist for 2.5 years, I found myself logging on the ground insights to how to make the world a little better place for all. We need to meet our inevitable human needs without selling our dignity. We need to have a space for everyone and everything that brings back planet-wide homeostasis. I created the Quest for Synthocopia walkthrough, which is the choose your own adventure walkthrough to life. Its aim is to find fulfillment in life and to achieve goals. Single player mode takes you on the hero's journey, similar to the Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings series. But this is for the real world this time. Using the human body's response to bacteria infections and viruses as a template, I have translated society's empires, such as banks, security, community gatherings, and more, to create a plan of action full of strategic decisions, communication, and activation in order to bring systematic change to rework society's algorithms from money focused to humanity first focused instead. I have been working with teams of people aimed to have diversity, equity, and inclusion paired with being able to afford your inevitable human needs. There is a basic income guaranteed conference, or the big conference, occurring in Portland, Oregon on June 24th through 26th. I want to create a home base for out-of-town basic income advocates to stay free of cost to them, to release the stress that drains the free mental bandwidth. I have targeted literal geniuses, community leaders, program developers, grassroots activists, philanthropists, teachers, former political candidates, and others trying to pass bills locally and nationally. Some of these activists are also nomadic, and providing a space would also need to be considered on their behalf. I have reached out to learn from the co-creator of the Soy House, the Sorority of Yang House, to learn how they manifested their cathedral, so as to both be prepared and to be mindful of coordinating this. The goal of the cathedral is to create a summer camp for activists who gather in summit fashion in order to create a science fair-like event where they can learn from each other and introduce tools created to make change and to share stories and strategy to implement action. I'm putting together a program guide for the big conference that will highlight the stats, the stories, and the steps. I'm working with teams reviewing proposals and planning the event. The other goal is to connect individuals to those who can financially back the activists who put purpose before passion, but live their purpose with passion. While nomadic, I tested with my own body the effects of different types of housing and believe that based on each style, there are pros and cons, but certain styles need better access to community resources similar to how birds share trees. This event in Cathedral could really expose valuable solutions to the public at large if it becomes a documentary. Not only would we have people attending who have made documentaries, but we will offer classes and workshops designed with play in mind. A scavenger hunt with items will be found and become props in classes around filmography. Puppet making classes will also be provided to teach technical skills. When paired with education, puppets become a tool to talk about ideas, not people. Movies aimed at bringing awareness, along with select YouTube clips, will be played for anyone interested in a movie night. Examples are The Social Dilemma, Don't Look Up, My Yang Gang Diaries, and more. Book released by advocates will also be promoted and sold during this event in order to help fund future efforts. Merchandise will also be available. Podcasters, researchers, advocates, policymakers, academics, artists, and more will be attending this conference. I will be highlighting some of the quests I'm involved in and need assistance with. I hope to recruit interested parties into these tasks. I will also bring awareness to projects that have become proof of concept plans of actions that have worked in various states. I've also collected vast amounts of content that can be scanned and created for templates and can be made on location per request. Collectible merch specific to the event and cathedral experience will be available for a limited time only. Kits will also be available to purchase to onboard oneself to the quest for Synthocopia. Multiplayer mode follows the immune system response. Thus, the Immune System Response Team, ISRT, will be created by onboarding activists interested in a gamified version of community building and co-creation. I've already obtained a few additional locations to plan and build out this vision we imagined together. These locations include office spaces, homes, a garage for car repairs, and many more. The Income Movement is trying to both activate grassroots movements and provide support to those trying to make change through action, including passing bills by reaching out to mayors and other levels of the political realm. The truck I traveled the U.S. in is named Kismet and is going to be an art piece at the conference. QR codes of videos of my adventures will be hidden throughout the vehicle. Kismet has helped many on her journey and will host a journal that includes anecdotes of others' experiences with her. The truck was fixed and upcycled by a homeless mechanic who became to become an emergency house. The truck was fixed and upcycled by a homeless mechanic to become emergency housing in case safe space is needed due to poverty-induced traumatic environments. Kismet is also host to a Take What You Need, Leave What You Can project that expands to a trailer that is painted like a treasure chest. The conference will have people who wrote papers, will be on panels, roundtables, exhibits, and artistic offerings. I've created a website with others to track this project and others at synthocopia.com. This site is being created to allow a platform where activists can join in the biggest movement you've never heard of. I am hoping to rent out an Airbnb/vacation rental to host these activists. There is a castle one in the area. The idea of reserving it simply to make the joke "Nights at the Round Table" would be amazing. Well, that would be and the place would forever play a pivotal role in making history happen. It would be America's $10 million experience. Should we tell the media? By the end of this, I hope to afford some of my be able to afford some of the side quests I have created for myself in order to help those I met along my pilgrimage. Together, it is we the people who make the change. We want to see it in. Together, it is we the people who make the change we want to see in the world. Rome was not built by one person. Let's manifest our collective dream into this reality together. Bam! A bit stumbly over my words, but how awesome is that?